and welcome to Art with Emily. I'm Emily and today our topic is idioms. So, what is an idiom? An idiom is a way to conjure up an image to describe a situation. So, over the moon means that you are really happy, but it conjures an image in your mind. So we're going to take an idiom and turn it into a scene so that you can really start to see how we can play with words. So it's another way to kind of cross over between language to art. So for today's session, all you need is paper. So I have an A3 piece of paper. The bigger the paper, the bigger your picture can be. So it'd be really exciting if you do use A3, but if you don't have A3, that's so fine. You can just use an A4 piece of paper. And that can be printer paper or what this is, which is more like cartridge paper. So it's a bit thicker, a little bit thicker. And a pen. So you can use a pencil. It might be better to use a pencil because then you can rub out if you make a little bit of a mistake. And then afterwards you can always go over the pencil marks with a pen. And that way you'll get exactly the same image, but you'll just have a bit more time to create it. So do remember, we're trying to keep off our iPads. We're trying to have a bit of fun and actually pen to paper rather than constantly on a screen, which is really fun, but also just a little bit of difference in our day. So really trying to work on the surface. So let me get a bit comfortable. The idiom we're doing today is there are plenty more fish in the sea. Plenty more fish in the sea. This means if you miss an opportunity, there are many more out there. So it could be relevant if you didn't quite get the best mark in a test. There's plenty more options out there, plenty more opportunities where you can do that. Or perhaps your bunny rabbit didn't win first prize. And again, there are many more competitions out there where they can win. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the phrase and we're going to make it into a fun image. So plenty more fish in the sea. Obviously, the image is going to be an underwater scene. So take your page and your pen and we're going to begin. We're going to draw some really funky fish and we're not going to paint them in this session, but obviously feel free to paint or colour them in afterwards. And we're going to begin with a weird fish, and I do not know its name, I just know that it's fun and strange. So it has a weird mouth that kind of looks like a backwards C, and then we wrap around to give its eye. So we've got almost a circle there, but we don't quite meet it. We then are going to go up and down and up and down. So we give me a little wave and we curve around at the bottom and we tuck in. So we then do the same thing here. So we come down, we've got a little bit of a head, and we then go all the way across. And we need to give it some fins. So this guy has a really round fin. And then there's an echo behind it. And then we have a longer fin. Almost like a little beard off the chin. And then we have a spiky fin. And this guy has a lot of fins. Not quite the same shape. This one is more droopy and this is more round. And then we kind of have another fin, but it looks a little bit more like that. So just some lines, some simple lines. Now we're going to do some They're basically little triangles. So the points are in the middle and the flat edge is on the outside. We're going to take some wiggly lines along here just to show it the texture. And we are going to do some tiger stripes. So they're not going to be quite like a tiger, but they're going to be wilky wonky stripes. They remind me of a tiger, which is why I said tiger. But potentially they're not really anything like a tiger at all. And then we come round. So you don't need to have stripes completely like that. They can be wilky wonky in a different way. And my final bit is I'm going to finish off with some stripy bits going outwards. So he's a really funky fish, and he is definitely another opportunity in the sea. So my next one is going to be a little bit simpler shape on the outside. So I am going to nice big arch, and I'm going to round the arch, bend in and out, and then come back round. I'm actually going to come down and then I'm going to come in, and this is because I want it to look like he's got like a floppy lip, although it does kind of look like a nose. Kind of looks like a nose and a moustache now, but it's meant to be lips. Let's give a little indentation for nose so that we're not confused that that is the lip. And we're now going to come over to this side and we're going to draw an oval shape. We're going to give 2 rings. And we're going to bend around in a horseshoe. So a horseshoe is this kind of shape. It looks it looks like a horseshoe. So we're going to come around. You might have heard of it in geography, it takes me back, an oxbow lake. Let's hope that's right for all those geography teachers out there. And one more. All the way around. And then we're going to do some pointier ones. And finally, he needs a fin to flap around with. So I feel like this guy is very eager and excited to flip around. And this guy's a bit grumpy. Almost like you can imagine lots of bubbles blowing out of his nose. In fact, why don't we have bubbles? He's done a roll. Because he is rather annoyed with the situation. And then we're going to have a friend at the bottom, and he's going to have a really long nose. So I don't mind if this guy ends up off the page, so I'm going to start him here. And at the end of his nose, we're going to have this. And we're going to come up. So a nice sweeping line, and the same on the other side, so quite even. And we're going to come round and bring it back in narrow, so we've got almost the same width as the nose. And I'm going to bring this up and down. So that's going to be off the page. I'm going to angle the board a little bit to help me out. And I'm going to draw a line, wonky line, just like that. And little eyeball. So this guy really wants to be friends with this one because he's looking longingly towards him. One big fin and another one. So these need a little decoration. So I've done 4 sweeping lines, and I'm going to actually branch off some littler lines. So pressing less hard with my pen so that they look a little bit more gentle. A bit like veins. the same on the bottom. So we've got my sweeping lines first, and this time I'm going to do 3. And then I'm going to have little veins, just doing 1 branch. And they're a bit random. Doesn't really matter where the branches come off. Whatever you want the image to look like. Just to give a little bit of texture. And this guy is also going to have a little fin here just to help him along, just for a little bit of extra movement. Because everyone else has got some really cool patterns and he wants to chip in and have a bit of fun with his friends, he needs some cooler patterns on his body. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some patterns going this way, and they're going to be very simple because his funky patterns are on his fins. So we're going to have a line, and they're going to arch inwards, and the same again. So there I have it. I have fish from all different directions. There are plenty more fish in the sea, and these fish have very, very funky patterns, so they're more fun than the previous option, which may have been that bunny competition. So everyone may have different fish than me. Please send in any fish that you have. You can share them on Instagram and do hashtag ArtKOnline. If you are looking to have more daily fun and have quick snippet exercises, then please like and subscribe to our channel. They'll be coming out all week, Monday to Friday. If you want to learn some more tips and tricks and have a wider variety of mediums, then please follow the link in the description and you'll have access to a free trial on our online platform. So I really had fun in these last 10-ish minutes, and I hope you had fun creating your underwater scene representing there are plenty more fish in the sea. Happy creating everyone, and bye for now.